The stance you made over Corona and said, I'm going to open up because and I love that, you all did the work. It wasn't trivial or frivolous.
Yeah,
you were trying to make good decisions, and you were trying to make important decisions. And that's why I prefaced it with, look, I know some of you pastors, you shut down, you kept her shut down, and maybe now you regret it and realize, well, I won't do that again, and it's all right, we're all doing the best we can. But the key was, and all I could go by was, if it's a gray area, biblically, because some things we're not quite sure exactly, it's not just spelled out exactly what to do. It's almost like we're given a little bit of a freedom to vote your conscience, I guess. Unless it's specific, God gives you kind of some rights to have disagreements and still be okay with it.
Yeah.
But there were two things that I really was utilizing. One was, I know for sure that the foundation of my faith, if it could be defined by one word, it's truth.
Yeah.
If I am being persuaded or asked to change my behavior or my conscience or my access to reality based on a lie, I'm going to abandon that.
Yeah.
I have a obligation as a Christ follower. Not if you're not. If you're not, let the government rule you. That's your daddy.
Yep.
Be whatever that is. If that's what you need, and if we
that.
understood anything about America, it was the biggest thing that broke my heart about it, watching America during the Corona cult, was the cowardice. The understanding of how many Americans not only didn't care about their liberties, but would be happy to give them away for the sake of just keep me well.
Yeah.
Just keep me well. How many masks do you need me to wear? How many vaccines do you need me to inject? How many neighbors do you need me to turn in? This is what we found was happening in our nation, the greatest, freest nation on earth, who thought we will never become the Nazi sympathizers. Yeah. Really?
Yeah,
you just did it.
Yeah, when I say I woke up in a world that I didn't know I was in, I'm used to in Asia, neighbors turning each other in because they were having a gathering in their home for Christianity. And by the way, the reason in Iran that they're not allowed to have a gathering is the government says that it's not safe. And in their words, Christianity isn't safe because it causes dissension. But I was used to that there. Here it was, it felt so foreign, I guess it's a proper word. It felt foreign. But I think the gift that it gave me was the realization that we are all the same Romans 1 fallen humans, whether you are in East Asia or East Nashville. And we all need the same Savior. That's why he didn't come to make good men better, because none of us are. He come to make dead men alive. And in those early days, but even for the next year, it was... So I'll say this, right after... So I was in Israel in February and early March of 2020. And we were noticing, especially there were a lot of Asians there. At any time there's usually a lot of Asians, but there were certain Palestinian sites that they were chasing Asians out. I vividly remember one guy, he was a Japanese guy, he's trying to tell the guy, I'm from Japan, I'm not from Korea, because there were 40 people that had Corona that were from Korea. But so we're already seeing okay, something's different here.
Yeah.
And I came back to America, and I did. I spoke. Dave Ramsey's company's here in town. I did a Devo for his company on that Wednesday, which would have been maybe the 8th. I don't remember. Early March, and then that Friday, the whole world shut down. And I had one. We had a meeting the following Monday night, I believe it was. I used to meet once a month with a group of pastors. The reason I'm telling you that is that I would meet with a group of there was 10 of us. I was by far the smallest church represented in this organization. I mean, it was just, and they're all great guys, and they all love the Lord. And most of the guys in that room, we don't meet together any longer, not because I don't want to, but they definitely were pushing against our reopening, pushing against some of the things that I was saying out loud, whether through social media or through our Sunday. At that point, we were on Zoom for a couple weeks, but it felt pretty lonely because it did feel gray. But I was naive enough to think, well, no, I don't have a gun to anybody's head. You don't have to come this Sunday if you don't want to. Right. Here's your live stream option, But in that era, especially, it was cloaked in virtue of if you stay home, you are saving lives. That was the shtick.
And you're being Jesus. I mean, they really added all this Jesus. He's always the trump card when everybody wants to legitimize their point of view.
Yeah.
Well, Jesus would have taken the vaccine. Heard a guy say that's like, you've got to be kidding me.
Yeah.
Jesus, who's like, he's blind, not anymore, no arms. Yes, you do.
Yeah.
He's dead. Come back to life.
Yeah.
Jesus, you take a vax? Oh yes, give me the vax. It's absurdity, but it's the manipulation of the greatest human of all time to get what you want and to control people. You talked about Paul, and I've used this many times, that idea about to be whatever you call it,
Flogged,
beaten, flogged, and he said to them, "Are you allowed to beat a Roman citizen without a trial?" And they go, "No." And what he didn't do, well, let me show you what the Torah says. He didn't say that.
Yeah.
He didn't say, well, you know what, us Christians. He said, I appeal to Caesar.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a Roman citizen.
Yeah.
And so, to me, that was a clue that you're allowed to leverage the law of the land of your land. Yeah. If I was in North Korea, we wouldn't be having this conversation without being in a closet whispering to each other and with like hidden, right?
Yeah.
But we're allowed to do that here.
Yeah.
So it was different. So if I'm given a First Amendment right in the United States of America in a religious liberty, which was the first liberty, Congress shall make no law respecting the establishment of a religion or forbidding the free exercise thereof, because that's your conscience. And it's the single most important freedom given to you, because your conscience can be atheist, can be Muslim, can be Christian, can be polytheist, whatever you want to be.
Yeah.
But you have that freedom. And so I want to leverage that, because it's a freedom that's been given to me. So why wouldn't I be smart and logical? Christianity was the first logical religion. Come, let's reason together. Of course, I came from the Jewish Torah, but I'm just saying that that's why we mix the two.
Yeah.
So when you, as a pastor, confront totalitarianism, which is what you used earlier. You know, I've never seen America become totalitarian. That's a loaded, stinking word, brother, because that's
and I don't use it lightly.
Well, and I agree with you.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, when you're adding totalitarian in the United States, something has gone off the rails.
Yeah.
Because it's about the antithesis as it can get. So then we come into, historically, as a Christian pastor, you've got just war theory, Augustine. You've got the Black Robe Regiment, who were the revolutionary pastors who would say, let us speak of Jesus, and then he would remove his robes and grab his musket and say, let's go, guys. It's like, you got to be kidding me.
Yeah.
That was what a pastor was. Yeah, they went out and fought and shot people.
Yeah.
So where does that fit in a 2023? None of us want guns. None of us want to get a bunch of militia together and shoot each other. But where do Christianity and the ability to defend oneself in by blood, where do we find that word?